Question 23 asks students for what health inequities are experienced by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. This question was worth 3 marks. Pretty straightforward, very similar to this listing. So it's what health inequities are experienced by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. So what are the health inequities experienced by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people? It's worth 3 marks. Not many lines for the students to complete. This answer has already been discussed in class with all students, but again, just to reinforce some things here, is that question 23a is asking for the health inequities experienced by them. Question 23b then is asking students to outline the reasons. So in 23a, you need to show what the actual health inequities are. Question 23b, you would then be asked to outline the reasons why they face the above mentioned health inequities. Students put down a couple of responses. I think that as the marker, I've been a bit lenient and marked them through. They just need to realise that there is a difference between the health inequities, what they are that they experience, and the reasons why they have them. So again, we're looking here at what are the health inequities are experienced by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. If we then have a look just at the syllabus here where we're coming from, what we'll notice is that if we look down the bottom here, it states groups experiencing health inequities, and we've got Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islander people. That's part of the dot point that we're looking at. Students didn't need to talk about the nature, the extent, all those things. They just need to tell me what were the actual health inequities faced by the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. We just have a look at this answer here. So just going through, this is a 3 out of 3. This is a very good response. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people experience decreased life expectancy. There's one. Increased morbidity and mortality from diabetes, increased morbidity and mortality from cardiovascular disease, increased morbidity and mortality from respiratory diseases, as well as higher rates of injury and self-harm compared to the general population. So there's 2. Just remind, as I mentioned to the students in the classroom, was that diabetes, cardiovascular disease, respiratory, and rates of injury, that would be classified as 1. And down the bottom, we've just added here, they also have a higher level of infant mortality rate. So there's your 3 reasons there. That's what the question's asking students to come up with. They are the health inequities experienced by the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. Students also threw in such things as socio-economic status, access to health facilities and services, their low level of education, and as well as a couple of students put in the language barrier, which was, having already been discussed, language barrier would not be acceptable because that's more along the lines of the Australian people born overseas. So again, what we're looking at for this answer here is what are the actual health inequities. So they have a decreased life expectancy. It's about 17 years compared to non-Aboriginal people. Their impact in the priority areas, such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, respiratory disease, they all have higher rates of morbidity and mortality, as well as they have a higher level of infant mortality rate. They're the 3. That's what needed to be looked at in this answer. Just some feedback here for all students is that, again, most students were able to answer this question very well. Students were able to give at least 3 different health inequities that are experienced by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I've already mentioned that some students put in some more reasons. However, they were given marks in this case. But overall, I thought it was a very, very well answered question. Students had a pretty good understanding. Even those that had put in some reasons, they still had a pretty fair understanding about this question.